Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishupad Paramahamsa Parivar Jagatacharya Ashtatala Sata Sri Srimad His Grace et Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishupad Paramahamsa Parivar Jagatacharya Ashtatala Sata Sri Srimad His Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se karo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kundgiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Srimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Sri Sri Gaunitai ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Dev ki jai, Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachadine Nirvesesha Sunnavadi Paschataridatarine. You have a Bhagavad Gita? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Skanda, 26th chapter, sloka number 11. Tataha Kshut Trut Parisantaha Nivrittaha Grihame Yivan Krita Snana Uchita Aharaha Samvivesa Gataklamaha Tatakshitrit Parisanto Nivritto Grihame Yivan Kritasnano Chitaharaha Samvivesa Gataklamaha Tatakshitrit Parisanto Nivritto Grihame Yivan Kritasnano Chitaharaha Samvivesa Gataklamaha Tatakshitrit Parisanto Nivritto Grihame Yivan Kritasnano Chitaharaha Samvivesa Gataklamaha. Vaishnavis. Tataha. Thereafter, chit, by hunger, trit, thirst, parisantaha, being too fatigued, nivrittaha, having ceased, grihame yivan, came back to his home, krita, taken, snana, bath, uchita aharaha, exactly required foodstuffs, sambivesa, took rest, gataklamaha, freed from all fatigue. Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev ki jai. Translation. After this, the king, very much fatigued, hungry and thirsty, returned to his royal palace. After returning, he took a bath and had appropriate dinner. Then he took rest and thus became freed from all restlessness. Please repeat. After this, the king, very much fatigued, hungry and thirsty, returned to his royal palace. After returning, he took a bath and had an appropriate dinner. Then he took rest and thus became freed from all restlessness. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A materialistic person works throughout the whole week very, very hard. He is always asking, where is money? Where is money? Then at the end of the week, he wants to retire from these activities and go to some secluded place to rest. King Puranjana returned to his home because he was very much fatigued from hunting animals in the forest. In this way, his conscience came to stop him from committing further sinful activities and make him return home. In Bhagavad Gita, materialistic persons are described as dushkritina, which indicates those who are always engaged in sinful activities. When a person comes to his senses and understands how he is engaging in sinful activities, he returns to his conscience, which is herein figuratively described as the palace. Generally, a materialistic person is infected by the material modes of passion and ignorance. The results of passion and ignorance are lust and greed. In the life of a materialist, activity means working in lust and greed. However, when he comes to his senses, he wants to retire. According to Vedic civilization, such retirement is positively recommended, and this portion of life is called Vanapasta. Retirement is absolutely necessary for a materialist who wants to become free from the activities of a sinful life. King Puranjana's coming home, taking baths and having an appropriate dinner indicate that a materialistic person must retire from sinful activities and become purified by accepting a spiritual master and hearing from him about the values of life. If one would do this, he would feel completely refreshed, just as one feels after taking a bath. After receiving initiation from a bona fide spiritual master, one must abandon all kinds of sinful activities, namely illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. The word uchita hara used in this verse is important. Uchita means appropriate. One must eat appropriately and not take after food as hogs take after stool. For human being, there are eatables described in Bhagavad Gita, 17th chapter, 8th sloka, as sattvika ahara, or food in the mode of goodness. One should not indulge in eating food in the modes of passion and ignorance. This is called uchita hara, or appropriate eating. One who is always eating meat or drinking liquor, which is eating and drinking in passion and ignorance, must give these things up so that his real consciousness may be awakened. In this way, one may become peaceful and refreshed. If one is restless or fatigued, one cannot understand the sense of God. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Skanda, 2nd chapter, 20th sloka, Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Unless one can become free from the influence of passion and ignorance, he cannot be pacified. And without being pacified, one cannot understand the sense of God. King Puranjana's returning home is indicative of man's returning to his original consciousness known as Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is absolutely necessary for one who has committed a lot of sinful activities, especially killing animals or hunting in the forests. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Madhavishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitamtam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is from the chapter entitled King Puranjana Goes to the Forest to Hunt. He has given up for the time being his wife, his queen, and as he leaves the city, he goes on a hunting expedition without his queen, and the understanding behind that is that the conditioned soul called Puranjana is always trying to find some avenues for sense gratification. In this way, he has gone to the forest for hunting animals, but that also means hunting for sense gratification. And this is the disease of materialistic people. They are not just satisfied to have a peaceful life at home, even with wife and children. That may not be satisfying to them completely. So they want an escape. And sometimes they go away for some time and they engage in all types of other activities. Srila Prabhupada had experience of people always struggling very hard for their existence, maintaining their family members, and always asking the question, as Prabhupada quotes in the purport, where is money, where is money? And for that purpose, they have to go out. When Prabhupada was in Bombay, for some time, he could see that many people living in the outskirts of Bombay, they go to the center of the city for their business activities. They have to take a train, and it takes maybe 2 hours to reach the central part of the city to their office. So 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the night. In this way, they are struggling very hard. And when they come home in the night, everybody is sleeping, and the small children also sleeping. And so there is an anecdote that after the age of 5, one small boy is seeing one man in the house. He is asking his mother, "Mommy, who is this man?" And Mommy is telling, "He is your father." But the father is going early morning and is returning late at night. He never saw his children. So that is why the child also never saw his father, even after many years. So this is the condition of many who are struggling very hard for their maintenance and family. So the anecdote is narrated by Narada Muni to King Prachina Barishat, and it has many meanings. One meaning also Srila Prabhupada is giving is that after engaging oneself for so many years in sinful activities, one can try to understand out of helplessness that this life is not good. So they want to have a change of life. We see also sometimes big businessmen, they are very active in the week from Monday to Friday, and then they have purchased some house in the countryside, in a beautiful place, in the forest or away from the city. And Saturday, Sunday, they spend the time there in their small house in the countryside. They want to take rest, and in this way, they get ready for the next Monday morning, again another week of hard work. So King Puranjana is become very tired, hunting in the forest, killing many animals. In the previous slokas and commentaries by Srila Prabhupada mentions the danger of animal killing, which is one of the major sinful activities committed by the conditioned souls. Especially Prabhupada mentions in the age of Kali, this animal killing is very prominent, and it is encouraged everywhere. Prohibition also, that is stopping the manufacture of alcohol, that is also very prominent. It was seen that some of the countries, like in USA, they had made a law called prohibition. According to the law of prohibition, it is absolutely forbidden to manufacture alcoholic drinks and to distribute them. But the government could understand after some time that this prohibition was impossible to maintain. They could not enforce it. There was illicit liquor manufacturing, illicit distribution of liquor everywhere practically. The government could not stop that. So they understood that what to do. They say human nature is like that. We cannot help it. And that law of prohibition was cancelled, removed. I think in India also, some of the states, they tried to introduce prohibition, but that was also a failure. Always there's a underground manufacture and distribution. Even if the government tried to enforce some rules, not prohibition, but some rules to limit or to try to control this manufacture of liquor, but there is always illicit manufacturing everywhere, including in Hyderabad. So here the animal killing is condemned thoroughly in this shloka. It is unwanted violence against poor animals. Animals should be seen as children of God. As Lord Krishna says, Mamaivam so jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. That includes not only human beings who are part and parcel of the Lord, but that also includes all the living entities, including animals and chala, achala. Achala, that means trees and plants. That also should not be killed unnecessarily, because these are fundamental parts of Krishna. Krishna is not alone. Eko Bahusyam, the Vedic literature says that the supreme absolute truth, Eka, is one, but Bahusyam becomes many. He doesn't want to remain alone. That is the natural propensity of the Supreme Lord. He is not interested to be alone. He wants to see that the entire creation, including the jivas and including even Prakriti in all its transformations, they should have a peaceful existence. And that is how Lord Krishna can be happy, by seeing the entire creation, material world, spiritual world, everything should go without any disturbance under the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Supreme Master. We are His eternal servants. Similarly, other living entities, they are also servants of the Lord. So we should never commit any violence, any type of disturbance in the creation, just for fanciful living. But because the material nature is composed of three gunas, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. So the Rajagun and Tamagun, they are forcing the living entities to commit sinful activities. Arjuna is asking Lord Krishna that how is it that we do not want to do something, but somehow we are forced to do it. Something is compelling him to act in a particular manner. Lord Krishna answers, Kamaisha, Krodhaisha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. Out of lust and greed, which are born of Rajaguna, one is forced to act in this manner. So therefore Krishna says that this karma is the greatest enemy of mankind. Mahasano Mahapapma Vidyenam Ihavairinam. One should try to suppress completely this instinct of lust, which gradually come down to the inferior level of krodha, anger. When lust is not satisfied, anger arises. So, rajagun, tamagun, that is the way the conditioned souls are acting out of lust and greed, and they are forced to act in this manner sinfully, and as a result, they are taking birth in the lower species of life. That is the result of their sinful activities. So it is very important teaching of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, how these modes of nature, especially Rajagun, Tamagun, they are covering the living entity. Originally, the jivas are all pure. They have nothing to do with nature. They are purely engaged in the service of the Lord. That is their swarupa. Jivara swarupa Krishna Nityadas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the swarupa of the jiva is Krishnadas, Nitya, Krishna Nityadas, eternally servant of the Lord. That is the pure constitutional position of the jiva. Unfortunately, because we have misused our independence, we have been put into this material world in forgetfulness of Krishna. And we are engaged in all types of activities, some of them pious, but mostly impious activities without any consideration. Sometimes even demigods, they become entrapped in this way. There is a narration that at one time the demigods, under the leadership of King Indra, they had their own assembly in heaven, and at that time Brihaspati, the guru of all the devas, he made his entry. So as he was entering the assembly, everybody bowed down to their spiritual master, Brihaspati. But Indra, who was presiding over the meeting, he did not pay attention and he did not bow down. It was an offense on his part. And out of that offense, Brihaspati cursed him to take birth in the middle planetary system, to give up his position as king of heaven, and he had to take birth as a pig. As a pig. So such a chastisement, such a punishment he received. And then heavenly planets were without any leader for some time. And so all the other devatas, they were concerned. They went to Lord Brahma and they told Lord Brahma what to do now. Nobody is there to direct the heavenly kingdom. Lord Brahma said what to do. So he said that, okay, I will go to Indra and try to bring him back to heaven. So Lord Brahma came, and he came here on the Earth planet, and saw a pig, Indra, had taken birth as a pig, and he addressed him, my dear pig, you are not pig, you are Indra, and your place is not here. You are not supposed to be here. You are supposed to go back to heaven and take your responsibility as leader there. But the pig was not convinced. He said, Why you have come here to disturb me? I'm very busy. I have a very high, great responsibility. My wife is there. My small little pigs are there. My children are there. I cannot give them up. This is my duty. No, I have to fulfill my duty. So this is how, this story shows how the jiva is completely covered by ignorance as it comes to the material world. Even the demigods also may become victims in this manner. So this is the story. So therefore, we should not follow in the footsteps of Puranjana to go for hunting, killing animals. Animals killing and meat eating. Meat is called mamsa. What is it? Mamsa means you divide into two. Mamsa. Me and you. Now I'm eating you, and then later on, in a future life, you will eat me. That is the reciprocity relationship between the two. You and me. Now it is me, next time is you. So that is the condition. Mamsa, those who are eating meat, they must be ready to be eaten by the same animal in a future life. That is a result of their sinful activity. So Puranjana, in this way, is coming back to his home. The home is the Navadvara, that is the body. And he has gone away for some time. Now he's coming back to his body and he wants to take rest. He is very tired. He is very thirsty and hungry. In this way, he wants to take rest for some time and recuperate from his other activities. So this is the here the sloka. The king became very tired, and he is taking rest, and then drinking, eating. Eating also is mentioned there. Uchita aharaha. Appropriate foodstuff. And Srila Prabhupada gives the commentary in this on the word uchita. Ahara means food and uchita means appropriate. Srila Prabhupada quotes from Srimad Bhagavad Gita that there are three types of food, just like three gunas are there, and these gunas are everywhere. All our activities, everything is under the influence of the three gunas. So that also includes food. So there are sattvika aharaha, there are rajasika aharaha, and tamasika aharaha. So here, Srila Prabhupada explained about sattvika aharaha from Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 8th sloka. No. 17th sloka, 8th sloka. 17th chapter, 8th sloka. Lord Krishna says, Ayu sattva bala rogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha stira hridya ahara sattvika priyaha. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. Then other foods are there which are in the mode of passion and in the mode of ignorance. Katwamna lavanatyushna tikshna ruksha vidahina ahara rajasa syeshta dukkha sukha maya pradaha. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease. Then, yata yammam gadarasam puti paryushitam chadyat uchishtam api chamedhyam bhojanam tamasa priyam. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. Food that is tasteless, decomposed and putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. So in the purpose, Prabhupada writes, the purpose of food is to increase the duration of life, purify the mind, and aid bodily strength. So these three objectives, 3 characteristics are there that is very important. Try to remember. First one, to increase the duration of life. Second one, to strengthen the body and the mind, purify the mind. And it should be pleasing, tasteful. This is its only purpose. In the past, great authorities selected those foods that best aid health and increase life's duration, such as milk products, sugar, rice, wheat, fruits, and vegetables. These foods are very dear to those in the mode of goodness. So in this way, one should try to understand the meaning of Uchita, but Prabhupada mentions it afterwards, that remnants of food may be eaten only when they are a part of a meal that was first offered to the Supreme Lord, or first eaten by saintly persons, especially the spiritual master. So when it is said that the remnants of food already eaten by somebody else is in tamas, tamasic ahar, but the remnants of the food left by the spiritual master or by the Lord Krishna, we offer food. Patram pushpam phalam troyam yume bhaktya parchati tadaham bhakti uparitam asnami prataratmanaha. Lord Krishna says, I eat the food offered to me with love and devotion. This is the food that should be eaten by the devotees of the Lord. Even sattvic ahar is certainly good, but for the devotees, the prasadam of the Lord, or prasadam from the spiritual master, that is a spiritual food, and that food is not contaminated in any manner. It is always pure. It is not subject to any material condition. So the prasadam of the Lord should be eaten, that will purify not only body, mind, also the soul. The soul proper becomes purified by taking Krishna Prasad. So Uchita ultimately means only Krishna Prasad. And this was given to us by Srila Prabhupada from the very beginning of his preaching activities when he established the first center in New York City in 1965. From the beginning, Lord Krishna, Srila Prabhupada was cooking and offering to Lord Krishna, and then it was distributed to those who were coming to this center at the beginning, 26 2nd Avenue, New York City. They had no idea. They come from the street, no? These hippies and other, they had no idea about prasadam. Prabhupada was expert cook, and he was serving them this wonderful prasadam, and they were eating and they were enjoying like anything. And by enjoying this Krishna prasad, gradually they forgot outside food. They completely stopped all other types of food. And they were happy only in eating Krishna prasadam served by Srila Prabhupada. This is how they became disciples. So Prabhupada implemented this system of distributing Krishna prasadam, and this is how gradually this distribution of Krishna prasadam was implemented everywhere in all the ISKCON centers. Prabhupada wanted that there should be always, every day, prasadam distribution, so that people should be attracted and gradually give up all their bad habits of eating rajasic or tamasic food. So in this way, King Puranjana is coming back to his house, and in the city of Nine Gates, and he is taking rest, taking baths, and so on, getting refreshed. So refreshment, as Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, that refreshment can be best accomplished by approaching a spiritual master. Everybody is busy in the material world to fulfill the desire of their senses. And when they understand by good application of intelligence that sense gratification is a temporary affair, and it is not ultimately, it is not according to my benefit. Those who have developed the consciousness of the soul, those who by understanding teachings of Bhagavad Gita or the teachings of a real spiritual master, they understand that they have nothing to do with the body. They are spirit soul. The soul is also hungry. And how to satisfy the soul's hunger? By eating Krishna prasadam and chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And always hearing from the spiritual master and contemplating his activities. Day before yesterday, Friday, we had the opportunity to remember some of Srila Prabhupada's activities and wonderful qualities. So that should be the subject matter of our contemplation, to try to understand the qualities of the pure Vaishnava. So those who are tired, just like King Puranjana is tired and coming back to his house. So we should also feel tired. Now we have come to the temple and we can get refreshed, taking darshan of the Lord, eating some Krishna prasad, chanting Hare Krishna, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, associating with other devotees. So this should be our refreshment. And it should be so that we become neglectful of all other activities. We should not be attracted anymore to material life and simply devote oneself to spiritual life, developing Krishna consciousness. So this is the understanding from this story of King Puranjana, and this is for meditation. Any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam class. Prabhuji, there is a question like sometimes when we offer bhoga to Lord Shri Krishna and Guru Parampara, so sometimes it is specifically made spicy in order to keeping the audience or devotees in mind from which region of the country they belong to. South Indians generally prefer spicy like that for certain section. So it is prepared. Bhoga for the Lord is prepared spicy. And in Bhagavad Gita, it is said something which is too spicy comes in the mode of passion.
Passion.
Yeah. So when it is offered to Lord, does the mode of that bhoga changes to transcendental platform, or how exactly a bhoga should be prepared? What is an ideal bhoga?
Yes. Prabhupada mentions also that we should offer to the Lord what the Lord wants. It is not that whimsically we can offer anything to Lord Krishna and distribute as prasadam. It should be according to the Lord's wish. If I want to please you, I should offer you whatever is pleasing to you. So that's a good question. So that we have to understand. And the spiritual master will give us guidance in this. Whatever is pleasing to the Lord, that should be only offered to the Lord. It can be spicy, but not too spicy. If it is too salty, too pungent, too bitter, that should not be offered to the Lord. There should be some limit. According to the people also, general people, they have a taste for a certain type of food. But it should not be too much. Too spicy should not be done. And a little bit to give some taste. That's all. That can be offered. So that can be done. So these are instructions we have received from our spiritual master. Even at the farm also, Nyunami Sharanya, 40 kilometers, Prabhupada went there 2-3 times, and he was also giving instruction what kind of prasadam should be distributed. People coming from villages, they come, so they are eating Krishna Prasad. And if they like it, they will come in greater number, they will become attracted. Gradually they will chant Hare Krishna, they will become devotees. So prasadam should be according to their taste also, but not too much. Should be just tasty, and in this way they will like it, and they will come and they will be happy and satisfied. So this is how we can understand this.
Thank you so much for explaining, Prabhuji. Just a follow-up question. Like we see that as we progress in spiritual life, we tend to see that great devotees, they try to leave the taste of the food. Basically, they are eating mostly very plain kind of food, which is not. If it is given to us, it might not taste very tasty to us. It is very plain, very less salt, or maybe no salt or no spice. So, is it recommended, or how we should understand this? Because Lord Krishna here says that prasadam should be tasty. So, without salt and different flavors added, how it can become tasty, and should it be consumed
No,
for spiritual?
it can be salty also. Salt also you can put, but not too much. Too salty is a rajasic. But if it is reasonable, no, amount of salt, amount of other ingredients and spices should be there to a limited quantity. So that can be offered to the Lord and can be eaten. Of course, some may not like, but Srila Prabhupada himself was happy to take Krishna Prasadam, and little spice should be there. That is very good. I think mostly there is no problem. No problem.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Yeah, some question there.
Hare Krishna Babuji, thank you for the wonderful session. I go to an office and I live as a paying guest. And as a paying guest, I live with very materialistic people. I deal with materialistic people every day. I myself don't claim that I am not free of materialism, but many a times I find myself looking down upon materialistic people around me. So I sometimes feel that I should not have this holier than thou attitude, that I feel like I am spiritual and others around me, these are materialistic people. So many a times I find myself doing that. So what should be the correct attitude for a bhakt towards materialistic people? That's my question.
What should be the right attitude towards materialistic people? As one develops Vaishnava qualities, he will develop the virtue of compassion. Compassion means to see that everybody is suffering in this material world. And one should develop the propensity to enlighten others, to benefit others by giving them the gift of Krishna consciousness. Your question is very good because it reminds me of the same question put by a very elevated disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Satsvarup Das Goswami. Satsvarup Das Goswami was engaged in book distribution, distributing Prabhupada's books in the city, in the streets, everywhere. That was one of his engagements. And once he came to Srila Prabhupada, and he told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you see, I'm trying to distribute these books. I understand that this will be for the benefit of others. But my problem is I do not feel compassion. I see materialistic people engaged in their own activities without Krishna consciousness. Even then, I'm distributing the books to some extent, but I don't feel that inner compassion towards these fallen souls. So, Prabhupada answered to this. He said, you continue book distribution. Gradually, you will develop compassion. That was a very deep answer by Srila Prabhupada. In other words, we do not have that quality of compassion. Mostly everyone is mostly selfish. We want our own safety. We don't want to be disturbed by anybody. We like to be happy, comfortable. Whatever others are doing, let them do. That is their own business. We have nothing to do with them. That is one attitude. But as we develop Vaishnava qualities by engaging ourselves in devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master, gradually, not immediately, but gradually, if we are sincere in our service, we shall develop that virtue of compassion. And that virtue of compassion was so exhibited by Srila Prabhupada. If we just consider how compassionate was Prabhupada, then we cannot remain indifferent. So as we increase our service to the Lord and to the spiritual master, we can develop that quality. That is Vaishnava quality. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.